reports predict that the 2025 Club World Cup will generate a $41 billion economic impact, with $17 billion directly boosting the U.S. economy. How realistic are these projections, sir, and what methodological typical underpins such as large-scale economic impact estimate for major tournaments?
At first, thanks for having me. Of course, it's a big tournament, and I think numbers are very realistic. And I can say too that it could be more than estimated numbers. It could be more than these estimated numbers could be much bigger than this. We now at this first expanded edition, FIFA is trying to spend as much as they can to support this edition, to make it last and make another version of the tournament. So we now started to see that this competition is going to be stronger than it was begun. We saw the attendance of the TV are going increasing. Yesterday, when we watched the PSG versus Atletico Madrid, it was more than 80,000 in the stadium. This that I don't want to extract and speak directly into the point. The point is FIFA wants this competition to be alike the World Cup for national teams, and with the participating this giant class participating in this competition, make this true by the time and when we reach the round of 16, we'll find big teams competing against others like Real Madrid, like Chelsea, like PSG. So I think the momentum this competition is around this competition is going on raise, and I think this number is going to be more than estimated in the beginning.
Sir, with an estimated $7.2 billion in total event spending, including $4 billion from tourists, how can the United States maximize its economic benefits from hosting this tournament?
There are too many sources for the United States to get the most of benefits of this tournament. At first, we're speaking about 4 million tourists in the country. They are trying to stay in the country in hotels and in apartments. They are make a huge boost for retail sector and even into the games. And you can expect many things. This 4 million people do in the country, as we saw in Qatar World Cup. These tourists are very valuable for the host country. And another point, we can speak about the taxes the United States will gain from the participating teams, and is going to be high beneficiary for the country.
Sir, the tournament is projected to create 432,000 full-time jobs. How sustainable are those roles beyond the event's duration, and which sectors are expected to see the most significant long-term benefit from your own perspective and narrative, sir?
Of course, when FIFA is organizing such an event, they use the local employments at the beginning. Of course, we can say it's not very sustainable for the country because it's about a month of this competition. But it's a good fast cure for the unemployment crisis in the United States, which was increasing since COVID-19 epidemic. So I think it's not going to be too long sustainable for the United States.
Sir, beyond short-term boosts, which private sectors like tourism, real estate and retail are truly positioned to achieve substantial long-term gains from this tournament?
I couldn't hear clearly.
Okay, I repeat the question again. No problem at all, sir. Sir, beyond short-term boosts, Which private sectors like tourism, real estate, or retail are truly positioned to achieve substantial long term gains for this tournament, sir?
I think the football industry itself is going to be boosted by this competition. We know that football is not the most popular sport in the United States, but with this momentum, with this start in the house, and
Oh,
with
yeah. Sir, you didn't get my question yet. I was asking about the private sector, referring to tourism and real estate and retail. When we come to discuss sport, which is the most that is going to be is the most that will have impact on the economy or help the economy better, real estate or tourism or retail, sir?
okay, you want to know the most the most sector with the best of this competition will get
Exactly,
the best
sir.
of
This
this.
is why, yes, sir.
Okay, it's hard to say about very specific, but I
Don't you
can say
think it's tourism, for example? Because such
yes.
tournaments like this, a lot of people go specially and specifically to attend these tournaments.
Of course, everyone in the world wants to go to the United States somehow. It's a good experience for tourism, and I think it makes sense that tourism will be the best lucky sector in the United States.
Okay, sir, each participating club is guaranteed at least $9.5 million. How might this significant prize money influence the financial strategies and development of smaller clubs, especially those from emerging markets like the Arab participants?
I think it's very clear for clubs, especially from Africa. We saw Al Ahly made very big signings for this competition. While you compete with the best in the world, you try to narrow the gap between the participants. I think that's what Al Ahly, Al Wadad, and many other clubs try to bring more experienced players in Europe, like Al Ahly signed Trezeguet, who is a former player for Aston Villa. We saw El Wadad signing the same players like Amrabat. It's the same for them. The big money solved their. If the club suffers from financial issues, it's going to be a big boost for them to even support the youth sector in each club. So I think it's a big thing for clubs out of Europe because the European clubs may be not very happy with the incomes from this competition, unlike the clubs from Asia or from Africa or from Northern America. So we can see that to gain 10 million, around 10 million dollars, and if you win, you gain another 2 millions. If you draw, you have another million. If you could make it to round of 16, you will gain about uh, uh, 7.5 millions. So it's big numbers for these clubs. I think it's a big boost.